Hey guys, Ryan from Rode here, and we are super excited to be showing you the newest features built into the latest firmware update for the RØDECaster Pro version 2.0. We're so excited here, in fact, that we've been showing version 2.0 for the past 2 days, and that's why I've almost lost my voice for this video. Now, to install this firmware update on your RØDECaster Pro, simply jump onto the Rode website, go to the Downloads tab and select RØDECaster Pro. There's a link in the video description below. This new update not only restructures the existing features, but also introduces a heap of new ones that streamline the production process and will make creating content even easier. Many of these updates have been implemented as a direct result of feedback from our community, so thanks guys for all of your suggestions. Now let's get into it. We've had a lot of comments and suggestions around the way that the sound pads work, so we've added a host of updates to their functionality and improved the performance of the sound pads in general. You may have already noticed the first of these features, which is the new Sounds Playback indicator on the home screen. This indicator will show playback status and time remaining of the sound that will end soonest. It's also a handy shortcut if you wanted to access the sounds configuration screen really quickly. In addition to this, users can now configure the sounds on the RØDECaster Pro itself. To do this, simply tap a sound to see the detail screen for that particular sound, and from here you can change the color, playback settings, or record new sounds without needing to use the companion app. You'll also see in these settings that there is now a completely new sounds playback style called pause. As the name suggests, when the button is pressed while a sound is playing, it will be paused until you press the same sound pad again or long press the same button to stop that sound. This is especially useful for longer interviews or recordings that you might fire off using the sound pads. And lastly, on the topic of the sound pads, you can now store up to 8 banks of sounds on your RØDECaster Pro. This is especially useful if you are using the same RØDECaster Pro to create different podcasts. With this feature, you can quickly switch between sound banks without needing to reload all of your sounds. You can also still set up these banks via the companion app if you find it easier to do this on a computer. The companion app now also has the ability to copy the sounds from the pads back onto your computer. Perfect if you've recorded an interview onto one of the sound pads and you want to be able to transfer it to your computer for archiving. The companion app also allows you not just to set up and save banks of sounds, but also save a complete snapshot of the RØDECaster Pro setup. This is called a show, and it allows you to save the whole setup: sounds, banks, settings, channels, everything, so that you can quickly and easily restore it to your RØDECaster Pro. This is perfect where multiple people might be using the same RØDECaster Pro, but you want to be able to quickly set it up with your preferred settings. It also means that you can copy a show from one RØDECaster Pro to another. Again, perfect if you have a larger facility with multiple podcasting studios. If you just wanted to save the settings for your RØDECaster Pro without the banks or sounds, you can also do this with the companion app. We've also overhauled the interaction between the RØDECaster Pro and the companion app so that they are linked more directly. You'll notice that each change you make on your companion app will be mirrored in real time on your RØDECaster Pro, and the same vice versa, making it easier and quicker to track your changes. In addition to all of these new features, the companion app now has the option to restore your sound pads with the factory sounds if you wanted to go back to the basics. It can automatically sync the clock on your RØDECaster Pro with the time and date on your computer, and you also now have the option to use dark mode on your Mac or PC. Another feature that's been highly requested is to be able to access recordings on the micro SD card directly from your computer. With version 2.0, this is now possible using the new podcast transfer mode. You can enable this in the micro SD card screen. Once active, the micro SD card inside the RØDECaster Pro will then appear in the Finder on a Mac or in the File Explorer on Windows. The RØDECaster Pro appears as a read-only device, so you can download the recordings to your computer in this mode without risking accidentally deleting or altering any of the recordings that you have on the card. We've also introduced some new broadcast-ready features to help those of you who use the RØDECaster Pro in a live environment. The first is some additional modes available on the solo and mute buttons. As well as the default solo mode, you can now switch the solo mode to be a true PFL or pre-fade listen. This means that you will preview the audio at a unity gain level regardless of the position of the fader, perfect for assessing the sound level of a source before fading it up or down. This function can be switched on with the audio screen in the advanced menu. You can also use the solo and mute buttons to communicate with a caller without your conversation going to air. If you press both the solo and mute buttons on the mic 1 channel and one or more of the communication channels, anything that you say into mic 1 will be heard by the caller but will not be recorded or sent to the main output. This is great if you want to be able to tell your guests that you're about to introduce them on a live broadcast prior to fading them up. In addition to this, we've also added gain adjustments to the Bluetooth and phone channels to give more flexibility and control over the levels. We've also added a few features when it comes to monitoring. The first of which is the ability to disable the main output level control knob on your RØDECaster Pro. You can disable this with the audio screen in the advanced menu. If you turn this on, the main analog output of the RØDECaster Pro outputs at a standard line level regardless of the position of the control knob. Great if you're using that output to feed a recorder or live stream and you want to make sure that you don't accidentally alter the level. The other new monitoring feature we've added is the option to automatically mute the outputs. When activated, this feature will act as a fail-safe when the faders are opened so that you don't end up creating a feedback loop if you're using speakers and damaging your gear or, more importantly, your hearing. We've also done a lot of work to make things look cleaner, be easier to use, and work faster. For example, the layout of the home screen has been improved to help with some quick access to some of the features, and you'll also notice that the indicators for both the pause button and timer are now improved while recording. We've divided the advanced menu up into 4 sections: multitrack, audio, information, and reset to make things easier to find. Now lastly, but certainly not least, we've tweaked the audio processing engine to make your podcasts sound cleaner and more sparkly than ever. Hopefully you've enjoyed that quick overview and you're getting excited about using some of these new features on your RØDECaster Pro. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all of the latest news and new information from Rode microphones. Thanks everyone, and happy podcasting.